leadership now to address this issue, and so it seems everyone is just waiting
for the election,
next president.
and that's it.
What issues do you expect to be tackled in the next 30 days while we walk up to the elections?
Firstly is the fuel, because I'm tired of these queues. For 1 whole year, I've been queuing for fuel.
You know, it's funny that Lagosians are now complaining about it, because we have been dealing with this since for a whole year now, and so seeing them talk about it, we're now used to it, and that's
the thing. I don't want us to get used to it, because Nigerians are so adaptable. When things happen, we complain, nothing is done, then we're like, you know what, we adapt to it, and it continues, nothing changes. And that's what I do not want with this fuel issue.
Something which I find very interesting is that for once, with 30 days to the election, we don't know who is going to win the election. In the past, you would already have an idea. Could it be this party or the other party?
And I like that.
And seeing a third force now in the race, I like the fact that it seems like the people will decide who wins the election. So we'll be talking about the 2023 elections, and joining us we have
Chief Suleiman Ahijo and High Chief Michael Ajayi. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for having me.
I know High Chief is a little biased, so I'll start with our traditional leader here, who has always been very objective. And I know both of you here care about the soul of Nigeria, which is something we've heard the candidates say. It's 1 month to the elections. Do you feel we're prepared for the elections, and do you feel that our candidates are doing enough to win the votes of the people at this point?
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. You see, I can say, talking about preparation, Nigerians are full of anxiety to go to the pool. That's just simple true. Everybody, every day, every hour, people are very anxious for the time to come. It seems like the time is not coming. Talking about either the system is ready or the candidates are selling themselves. Yeah, you see, democracy being a new culture to us as Africans, the way we go about it is somehow not perfect. Does not define democracy, the one they practice over there in Western world. But still, I think the candidates, they are not doing enough to me, to my this thing. They are not doing enough, because most of their what they do today is not satisfied. They are not reaching the grassroots. That's just my feeling. That politics of conviction is missing. If you look at in the three or four front runners today, all of them, if you are to assess them individually, you will understand where they rely on. Talking about African politics or Nigerian politics, you cannot write off ethnicity politics, you cannot write off religion politics. So that politics of conviction is missing. You understand? So the major people that are playing that beneficiary to this very election today, you see, APC and Labour will be benefiting towards religion factor and ethnicity. Coming to talk of Atiku is relying on, his relationship with national the coexistence of his banking on his relationship with the society around the country. Konkoso is relying on convicting that he is the ultimate. So this issue is not yet defined. So you cannot assess where this election will go until after February 25. So the issue is are not taking 10% of cases the traditional institutions are taking. Now the religion leaders are involved helping the traditional institutions solving some of the cases in churches and mosques. So it has been a very serious issue or dilemma for this very body, because they are the natural leaders that are even mentioned in books of scriptures. So we consider ourselves as we are representing the God's image, because anything you will be afraid to do wrong, because you have been assigned to at least guide your people to the right path. Even this insecurity, I'm telling you, if the Constitution of Nigeria or Nigerian government will work with traditional institution, I bet you, sir, it will cut off. There will be a very serious achievement. But the problem here, the politicians consider traditional institutions as their rivals. Well, we lack constitutional backing.
Let's bring High Chief.
Okay. So with less than a month to the general elections, High Chief, what has been, or can you share your general observation so far concerning the campaigns, the various candidates, their influence with the general public?
Well, so far so good. We have about, I think about 36 days thereabouts to the election. And the tempo is getting higher and higher by the day. And all the candidates are crisscrossing the landscape of Nigeria, selling themselves. Every day is either the APC candidate is in one state, and the PDP candidate is in another state. All of them are moving. And the governors too, that are also contesting, are also going to the grassroots campaigning. The senatorial candidates too are campaigning. So effectively they are doing that. The only trend that we observe is politicians inciting their supporters to attack the candidates and supporters of the other party. We have witnessed it in some states, where while the candidates are exiting the campaign ground, their stones, and some of the governors themselves at times denying candidates opportunity of posting their papers, giving them some stringent conditions to meet before they can maybe get a venue for their campaign. And that is one trend that we have observed here, and that is not good enough. If it's your party that is going to campaign in a particular area, you have a free day. If it's the other party candidate that is going to campaign, then you put stringent conditions. I think a state even went to the extent of asking them to pay 5 million before they could do that. And nobody says you should not put a rule, but you have to be a bit flexible, because this is a campaign season. Today it could be your turn, you may be the one in power in that state, and tomorrow it could be another party that will be there. So what goes around comes around. So I think we should begin to understand, since we have accepted democracy as a norm for us, political guide for us, we must also follow the norm of implanting democracy in the system, allowing free expression, free movement, free selling of ideas, accessibility to means of expressing and educating the public about your manifesto and so on.
Yeah, do you agree that all the front runners for the presidential election are on a level playing field? Do you agree with that
Level
statement?
playing field as
Like we do not know who, like there's nobody at the forefront that will pinpoint and say this is the person that will likely win this election. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree with that.
Really, why?
Why? Because we all see it. I know who is going to win the election.
How do you know we've not voted?
You don't vote. You see, there are a lot of things. You see how serious the candidate is, and what is their strength in the states. I have seen a lot of opinion polls being, bandied in some TV stations, saying that one candidate is, you know, in fact, is one candidate that has been projecting.
Speak freely. You have someone who you think will
if
win,
you want me to
by all
speak freely,
means.
okay, fine.
More about the why.
Yes.
Well, feel free to call the name and tell us
Thank you
the
very
why.
much. You know, because I have to look at the in-house policy of the TV.
Which is understandable.
Okay, fine. Now, you know, in most of the opinion polls that they have brought out is saying that Obi is going to win, you know, has popular acceptability and is likely to win. Then I think this day did another opinion polls, putting Atiku and then Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as second. I do not. You see, opinion polls, the way it is conducted is in this country is very funny. It is skewed towards your bias, and I condemn all those opinion polls. That is not correct. If you go to some rural areas, you will not even see the poster of Obi. I've taken some people around, and they have seen. Go to the rural areas and see.
So who do you think is the front runner?
The front runner is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's very clear.
Tell us why.
One, he has toured most of the state than any other candidate. He held town hall meetings. He has been campaigning vigorously, meeting elders, meeting traditional rulers, meeting the movers and shakers of this country, selling himself, and his party and his manifesto. And I can say, I can bet, I can go to the bank on this, that he's winning the election.
Hi, Chief. So,
and you know, I told you the other time that we'll come back to this studio February 25th, 26th so that you will have a handshake with me.
Yes, which we will. But let's talk about the facts now. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has gone round as much as former Vice President Atiku. He also has taught a lot, and Peter Obi is doing the same. However, regardless of party, let's talk about the individuals. One, Nigerians as of today are under an APC government.
Yeah.
We don't have fuel. We are complaining about poverty. We are complaining about unemployment. Bola Ahmed Tinubu hasn't spoke for more than 5 minutes in the different states he has gone to campaign. We had the same problem with Muhammadu Buhari, where yes, he had support of the people and maybe the state governors, but for he himself, he did not exactly sell himself to us, which gave room for deniability when there were gaps and errors. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing the same thing. We saw him at Chatham House where he couldn't answer questions and he had people answer for him. We saw him go to Kanu, all the way to Kanu, and spoke for 30 seconds. How do you call this selling himself?
Let me tell you, you see, people don't, the way you assess people, I don't agree that defines his acceptability or sellability. To, you know, the issue of Chatham House is just to demonstrate what they call democratic leadership, team building, which is crucial in any government. It's already telling you that, look, this is how I'm going to operate. There's nothing wrong. Before I retired in service, even when we are having a press conference and so on, the managing director can say, doctor, answer that question. It doesn't mean he doesn't know what he's saying. It doesn't. I'm even surprised at why it's a novel practice to some people, and they begin to condemn it. Because even when you whisper,
Harry, we had the same issue where when people started saying, you guys said naira to dollar will be equal, we will start refining our fuel. His team came out to say, show us where President Buhari said that. We don't want a situation where we'll hear, show us where Tinubu himself said he would do it.
Let me tell you, the Bible or Quran of any political party is his manifesto. That is the reference point. Whether you're in America, whether you're Democrat or Republican, it is what you have put in your manifesto. That's the guiding. You pick everything from there, not only what he says. He may not be able to say everything in the manifesto, but the only way you can judge a candidate is to go by, even as a student, they go by your script.
But realistically, the average Nigerian wouldn't go through the whole manifesto.
Because we also are aware that they pay people to write this thing.
Look, they say it every day, what he's going to do. He says it every day. For the fact that he went to Kanu. In Kanu, he met the business community. He met the intelligentsia. He expressed himself.
To a select few, the same select few that chooses candidates for primary, but you have the masses in front of you.
And we want to hear from him.
No, let me tell you, the campaign ground, you cannot reel out everything you are going to do in a campaign.
You can't, but you could pick.
No, and he's not the only speaker in that campaign. Other people spoke. Look at Atiku's campaign. He was not the only one who spoke. Others came and spoke.
You have spoken for at least 5 minutes on your own, and you are not running for president.
Even
and you are even
in
telling him
Abeokuta,
that
for
he's telling
instance, okay, you
himself.
didn't cite Abeokuta why he spoke so long. You see, he's a very flamboyant politician, and he introduced, you know, a lot of comicry in his campaign that you begin to laugh. You know, and what you say in a particular place may not be what you say in a particular place. Otherwise, it will be boring. You must change in any campaign as a political strategist. You must begin to change when you get to a particular place. You look at their problems and speak to that.
But with
But
the
the truth-
problems
you
of
can't be repeating
Nigeria
everything
right
every
now,
day.
do we need
We're not
comedy
trying
and
to laugh.
dancing?
No, we're not happy.
You see, that is you see, oh my God, you have not witnessed Chief Obafemi Awolowo campaigning, or Alhaji Aminu Kano campaigning, or Waziri campaigning. These are the things you must ginger your crowd, make them happy, make them laugh. This is not a lecture room.
I don't see why he should act as a comedian when he's on his campaign trail.
You see, that is how it is in politics. You must.
Yes, but the thing is that as
I don't know, is it
Nigerians
modern
right
to
now,
you? I've seen it a lot.
Nigerians right now, we're going through so many things. Nobody's smiling. That is
Okay,
why there's so
do you
much
want him
push
now to
towards
go to the
election.
place and make the people feel as if they should be crying?
No.
He must
But
uplift
he
their
should-
spirit.
After uplifting it, he should actually
Yes.
speak on what he's going to do, his
He has been
policies.
saying it. I mean, I'm even tired of hearing all
Tell
these
us 3
things.
things Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to do.
Has
if he becomes
said that
president.
he will do.
No, okay, he has talked about employment, youth employment.
Agriculture.
He has spoken
cassava.
about agriculture. Even he has talked about infrastructure. He has talked of industrial development in some areas. When he went to the east, he spoke to them that he wants to turn the place as an industrial hub. He has talked about IDPs, that he wants them to go back home and to their traditional home and live. He has spoken on security. There's he has spoken about agriculture. And he has cited even Lagos, where he ruled as a 2-time governor, what he was going to do. These things, I don't know, you read papers every day, we watch TV every day, we see these things.
Talking about we see this, and the Bola Ahmed Tinubu who we saw about 20 years ago is not the Bola Ahmed Tinubu we are seeing now. With all due respect to his age and competence, we see him struggling to speak to the people. We see him struggling to piece words together. And I don't think age determines knowledge and capability. But if we judge him on what he did 20 years ago, would you say he's the same person he was then, or better? We should be going better, not regressing. Don't you think so?
No, well, let me tell you when you talk about age. Anyway, let me also say clearly that the doctor we know 20 years ago is not the same doctor we know.
Yes.
That is a fact. Everybody moves on, and then both in the physiological component of the body, you begin to, that's the metamorphosis of man. You keep moving, you keep growing. Bola Tinubu is a constant star. He's as constant as another star. He has not changed in terms of his intellect, his vision, and so on and so forth. In fact, of recent, I was watching a TV one of the critics, Arise Television.
Yeah.
Is one of the. In fact, that segment devotes almost 40% of their time criticizing Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Watch it again on Monday when they start with the Ruben Abati group and Rufai. They will spend 40 minutes of the whole segment on Asiwaju Tinubu. If he doesn't attend a gathering, it is Asiwaju. And when others don't attend, they don't. I have been taking adequate record of what they do, and that is not good enough. You expose all the leaders to the same indices,
Like we do on this show, because
Yes,
you are aware that we have
Doctor,
been objective.
you have been very fair
this.
to all the parties. I must commend you for that. And that's why I attend your program, because you have shown objectivity in terms of invitation to those who should speak. Your question, all your question you are talking about is in the interest of Nigerians.
Yes.
That is, so I see, and I commend you in particular for, and my dear lady there, for your objectivity. But I must tell you that he is a man of vision. I watch how the metro station came up. I watch how the Lekki Free Zone came about. The issue of how the Dangote refinery came about, how the Lekki Deep Seaport came about, the monorail in Lagos. These are vision, and it's a dream.
I have one more question for you. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has empowered a lot of people.
Sorry,
and he has
please, let me just say this. You have visited the Eko Atlantic.
Yes.
You go and see the vision. Is for someone to dream that, look.
So are you saying he has been the governor of Lagos for the last 20 years? Because we've had at least 3 other governors.
Yes, they are. That's what,
so why does he take all the credit for it?
No, it's not that he's taking all the credit. If somebody came out with a roadmap, that this is the vision of where I want Lagos to be, and meaning that all those that will follow are expected to follow that vision. So he's not taking all the credit. No, he has never taken all the credit. But someone to lay a vision. I don't know if you have seen when he went to China to sign all these agreements. It's a vision. Somebody must dream. If you go to the Southwest today, you see the landmarks of what Chief Obafemi Awolowo did. The first television station in Africa, even before France. The 25-story Cocoa building in Ibadan was the highest in Nigeria. You know, the Liberty Stadium built in 1957 and so on and so forth. This and free education was a vision. You know, somebody must have a big dream, and that is what we are lacking in this country. For someone to have that vision, that is what I want Nigeria to be in the next 15 years. We have had something 2020, so this one 2025. There's no we have ever achieved, no landmark we have ever achieved in that area. But I can assure you, that is why some of us are following Asiwaju, because he has the power. And then that is the big dream that we are lacking.
But vision is different from implementation. Yes, it's one thing to have a dream, it's another thing to actually implement it. If 8 years as a governor in Lagos State, he had visions, that these other people that followed suit implemented it, does that mean if he is sworn in as president, he will give us visions for the next 8 years, then the other people following suit will come and implement
it? That is what we pray.
But no, we want action, we want implementation, we don't want just dreams.
What we are lacking in this country is that vision. Is that vision, that dream. Like, look at Lee Kuan Yew. He was a visionary. Look at the emir of the leadership in Dubai. When you get to Dubai, you will see the vision of a great leader. You go to Rwanda, you will see the vision of a great leader. You know, visions build nations. You must have a big dream.
Okay. Let's bring Chief Suleiman in. Let's hear what you have to say.
Yes, actually, when he say, as of today, he have seen Asiwaju as the winner. Well, to me, that it does not. I don't know if it's okay for us to discuss about that. But talking about among the front runners today who are achieving, you will see politics. One day is a very long time to determine for things to change. In the north today, Atiku have record some achievement in terms of political gladiators to his team. People like Najatu, even Bindo, the former governor of Adamawa State, and a lot of other serious senior gladiators, even in the south, are now, you know, considering the fact that he is one Nigerian that opportunity has not been given to him, because in all ramification that you can assess Atiku, yes, he served as vice president of this very country, and all of us know the position of vice president. Though my Waziri Adamawa was that 1999 to 1993, he was a very vibrant, chances were given to him actually. But I can only say all the credit people talking about Atiku was that VP for 4 years, because the second time that chance was not given to him. So Nigerians are starting to understand that, assessing Atiku for who he is, which type of relationship did he establish, and I'm betting you that is what he has been banking on. And even those that forgotten his effort at that time, in fact, he is trying as much as possible for them to understand the kind of person or personality he is. So politics can change. In 2 minutes is something else. And I bet you, in the whole state, if 2 people come out, gladiators that are people that people believe in them, talk good about you, things change for you in your benefit. I know. Look at Obi as well. Obi, when he started, a man without structure, and today, if you look at how the media is hyping him, the tempo of Obi everywhere you go, look at Chronics, someone that you will not expect them to know, one called Obi, and you will be hearing Obi. I was in Rivers just last week, when people are saying, before I said, there's no Atiku in Rivers, my brother, if I were to project, Atiku still have Rivers.
Okay, because of time, I'm going to give both of you a chance to speak on this. As Nigerians, credit to the 4 forerunners and frontrunners, Atiku, Tinubu, Obi, and Kwankwaso. The 4 of them have been governors before, and the 4 of them have actually set good precedents in different angles. Kwankwaso will tell you he didn't take loans, and Obi will tell you he left money for his state. Tinubu will tell you he's built a roadmap and he built people who we see relevant today. Atiku will tell you that he participated a lot in setting up the EFCC and the economic activities of President Obasanjo's term. All of them have run for governorship and won. Now, so we are all speaking in the interest of Nigeria and Nigerians. What 3 areas do you want Bola Ahmed Tinubu to focus on if he wins the election? 3 areas, in 1 minute.
Thank you very much. First of all, the area that I want him to tackle is the issue of insecurity in the country. The safest place so far in Nigeria today is Southwest. Other regions are having serious issues. Without security, there's nothing you can do.
What's the second area?
Then the second area is the economy. We have to go seriously into tackling the economy and promoting ease of doing business.
And the third area?
And the third area is infrastructural development of the country. Those are basic areas that I would like him to look at.
Chief Suleiman?
Yeah, as of me, I don't know. Is it for the next coming president?
The incoming president, whoever wins.
Okay, whoever wins.
Yes.
Yes, number 1 should be a security.
Yes.
Number 2 is, unity. Number 3, economy.
We will be continuing this conversation, and we have about a month to the election. The reality is your candidate will only lose this election if you assume he has already won. And so all you need to do is actually go and vote. PVC collection closes today, so this is your last day to pick up your PVCs. The only reason why your candidate will lose is if you sit at home assuming he or she has already won. So please don't forget to go out and vote on the 25th of February and 11th of March. That's much we can take on today's episode of The Weekend Show. It's been an interesting one, hasn't it?
Very interesting. I've enjoyed every single conversation.
Yes, and we'll continue to have these conversations and hold the people running accountable before, during, and after the elections. You can watch this episode on YouTube at Weekend Show NG. You can follow us on social media at Weekend Show NG on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can follow me on social media at Andy Magic on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can follow Didi
at Didi_ on Instagram and Twitter.
Thank you very much, Chief Suleiman, and hi,
Thank you.
Chief Michael Ajayi. Always a pleasure having you. And to our guests at home, do have a blessed weekend. And also just want to say thank you to the staff and crew of The Weekend Show and everyone. We have at least 20 people behind the scenes who constantly have worked with us over the last 5 years to ensure we put together a great show for all of you. And so it's been a pleasure. Do have a blessed week and weekend. And if you want to advertise or sponsor, we have our details which will be shared on the screen. See you next week, Saturday, and have a